Hi, everybody. My name is Ashley Kruder. I'm one of the academic coordinators at Michigan State University.
Good morning. I'm Renee Edwards, and I'm the Senior Associate Athletic Director for Compliance and Student Athlete Affairs at Mississippi Valley State University. And today we're going to talk to you about, your game plan to getting to the starting line. This is a workshop presented by the N4A on the NCAA initial eligibility requirements. So if you're ready to go, let's have a seat. And welcome to Eligibility 101. Ashley?
So the goals for today's workshop is one, we're just pretty much going to discuss NCAA eligibility and figure out what exactly that is. After that, we'll then go into initial eligibility requirements, and then we'll look into how to look up your high school core courses, and then we'll finalize with creating a game plan for success.
What is eligibility and being able to participate in college athletics? The initial eligibility requirements for Division I state that you must graduate from high school, that you complete your 16 core courses, and 10 of those core courses must be done before your senior year. You have to earn at least a 2.3 GPA in those core courses, and also have a minimum score on your ACT or SAT.
So what are those core courses? For Division I, that's pretty much 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 2 years of science, 1 year of additional English, math, or science, 2 years of social science, and then 4 years of any additional courses. And those courses could be anything from foreign language, philosophy, religion, pretty much your preference. And all of that needs to be a total of your 16 core courses.
And let's look at, again, those core course requirements and those 16 courses. Again, 10 of those core courses need to be completed before your senior year in high school. Okay. Once those 10 courses are completed, they're what we call locked in for a GPA calculation. So that means you cannot go back, retake one of those courses for a higher grade. That all of that needs to take place prior to that senior year if you're looking to increase, your GPA. And of those 10 core courses, we're looking at 7 of them need to be in these areas: English, math, and science. So again, 10 core courses prior to your senior year, they become locked in. If you do decide that you would like to repeat any of those courses and get a better grade, they need to be done again prior to the start of the senior year.
So as far as your ACT and SAT requirements, once you complete those core courses, you'll then have what we consider your core GPA, and then you'll have your ACT score and your SAT score. And it's a sliding scale. So based upon your core GPA, then that's when you know what exactly your scores need to be on that ACT and that SAT. So the higher your core GPA, overall, the lower your scores can be on those exams.
And with that ACT and SAT requirement, you can use your best score. So that means you can take the ACT or the SAT more than one time, and your highest sub-score in each one of those testing services, the NCAA Eligibility Center will use to give you your best overall score. For example, if you look at the screen of saying you're taking the SAT, one SAT was taken, in October, the other was taken in December. So during that October testing, say you scored a 350 in the math, 470 in the verbal, you had a total of 820. But then when you took the exam in December, you saw a little bit of an increase in your math score where you had a 420. Yeah, didn't do as well on the verbal when it went down to a 440, and you have an 860. And even though that score was higher than when you first took the SAT in October, the Eligibility Center is saying, hey, we're going to take the best of those two scores. So they're going to take the first score, the score from your second test, that 420 math score, combine that with the 470 that you took in October to give you an overall total now of an 890 to go along with your core courses. So again, that is how they kind of help you improve your chances of meeting that eligibility center benchmark.
So how do I find my core courses? The easiest way to do it is you'll go to www.eligibilitycenter.com, and then from there, you'll click on High School Administrators, and then you'll click on the list of your NCAA courses. And at that point, you're able to pretty much identify what the core courses are at your specific high school. So once you go to this website, you'll put in your high school based upon city, state, high school name, and then it'll populate every single course so that at that point, you're able to identify what the NCAA is deeming a core course.
Yes, Ashley, that's very, I guess, important because here you can kind of see an example of in high school and what the core courses will look like for you. And each school is different. Some school may offer more courses, say in the English area or the math area. So again, it's very important that you meet with your high school guidance counselor early to know what courses actually fit within your core courses, and also see the options that you have in fulfilling those requirements, because you may have an interest in one subject more than another subject, but you're constantly staying on track and meeting those eligibility benchmarks.
Absolutely. So once you have identified your core courses, the next thing that you need to do is identify a game plan. And the game plan is just your roadmap for success. So the first thing that you always need to do is work hard in your classes to build a strong core GPA. You want to make sure that you're taking the approved core courses by checking that NCAA eligibility website. You want to make sure that you register to take the ACT or the SAT or both during your junior year. And then you also want to make sure that you complete your 10 core courses before your senior year.
Yes, it is very important that you pay attention to those items. And here are some, common mistakes that can occur in the recruiting process. Target schools that above your athletic ability. There are various levels of institutions, large and small. So understanding, where you want to be in the process. What does the roster look like there? You contact too few schools. Not throwing out a broad net to seeing, what's available and what's out there to spark your interest. Have a false sense of security. This is a process. You have to work at it. It's the same as you work in your class or work in practice, preparing for competition. It takes work. Wait until it's too late for something to happen. It's a very active process that you have to engage in, and expect someone else to go to get you recruited. Again, you have to do your due diligence in working with your coaching staff to reach out to other institutions to see what works best or what will be a fit for you. And also remember, do not understand the scholarship and financial aid process. So you're here today to kind of begin that process of understanding what is needed in the eligibility center processes.
So some additional common mistakes that are made in the recruiting process is you just think that you understand the process. This process is for you to ask questions. If you don't know, definitely reach out and ask those questions. And you think that they can evaluate your talent. A lot of times, sometimes people will lose track of the importance of getting a college education and a degree. They also believe that if a college wants my child, they will find a way to get to him or her into school. And that's not often the case. It's a very, very large market. So you definitely want to make yourself marketable. You think that a letter from the coach means a scholarship, and also expecting the high school coach to guide the process for you are some of the common mistakes made in the recruiting process.
So again, your high school superstar now, college superstar later. If you don't have the grades, the test scores, or the right core courses in high school, you do not play in college. So again, the saying 2.3 or take a knee is very true. So it's very important to understand where you are in the process and those things that you need to do currently. And working with, again, your coaches, your high school guidance counselor, and also the compliance office at the school that you're interested in attending early can help you understand and navigate the hurdles, if you're thinking about track and field, that you may have to cross in order to get to the finish line. And of course, there are several different avenues to take.
Absolutely, Ms. Renee. So about those several different avenues, Division I is not the only option. You also have Division III.
Oops.
Okay. So as far as Division I, you definitely want to commit to maintaining a high academic standard for student athletes, in addition to a wide range of opportunities for athletic participation. As far as Division II is a division where you have a balance in which student athletes are reorganized for their academic success, athletics contributions, and campus-wide involvement is the heart of the D2 philosophy. Division II offers partial scholarships models for financial aid in which most student athletes' college experiences are funded through a mix of athletic scholarships, academic aid, and need-based grants for employment earnings.
And then when you look at, say, Division III institutions, excuse me, they offer participants participation in competition in athletic environments that pushes the students, athletes to excel on the field and build upon their potential by tackling new challenges across campus. So a lot of times on Division III, athletic scholarships not offered. It's more academic based, and the focus, like I said, primarily on academics and the student athlete experience. And then you have the option of junior colleges. Those who desire to go to Division I might not necessarily meet all of the academic requirements or the standards that are there. So they will choose to go to a junior college route to try to obtain the grades, test scores, their AA degree, to then now look at the Division I institutions for participation. So again, to recap, Division I programs are the ones that have scholarships, have the higher academic requirements. Division II has a mixture of scholarship, academics, and then the competition piece. And Division III offers the experience of participation in a competitive athletic environment that pushes the students to excel on the field and do not offer athletic scholarships. So that kind of concludes our presentation today. If you have questions, please put them in the chat box and we'll make sure that someone gets back to you to be able to answer those. So Ashley, do you have any closing remarks for us today?
I hope that you guys thoroughly enjoyed the information that we presented. And again, if you do have any questions, put them in the chat and somebody will get back to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you and hope you guys have a great afternoon.